If there's one thing I've learned about women, it's this. They don't remember the guy who treated them the best. They remember the guy who made them feel the most, and that difference is brutal if you're a man who's been conditioned to think love is about effort. You can buy her flowers, you can be available every time she calls, you can rearrange your life to orbit hers, and she'll forget you the second someone else triggers her emotions harder. That's the cold truth no one tells you, because we grow up hearing that consistency and kindness are the ultimate keys. But if consistency were enough, half the guys you know would never have been ghosted. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make her mind spiral back to you when she least expects it, even when she swears she's moved on. The trick begins with a shift in how you understand attention. Most men chase attention like beggars chasing coins, as if a woman's focus is something she hands out for free when you've earned it. But a woman's mind doesn't work that way. Her attention is hijacked by tension, by gaps, by mystery. Think about it. When was the last time you couldn't stop thinking about something? It wasn't because it was explained perfectly. It was because you didn't have closure. You didn't get the whole picture. That unanswered text. That job interview where they said, "We'll call you." That friend who suddenly went cold. The mind latches onto what feels unresolved, and it keeps looping it like a song stuck in your head. That's the psychological lever most men never pull. Imagine you're sitting across from her at a bar. She's laughing, touching her hair, soaking up the banter. Most guys in that moment think, I've got to keep this going, keep feeding her energy. So they fill every silence, over-explain every joke, keep piling on words. They think more equals better. But what actually hooks her is the moment you don't give her the full answer. The moment you let silence stretch just long enough for her to wonder what's in your head. When she tilts her head, waiting for more, and you smile instead of explaining. That's the dark trick. You plant tension instead of relieving it. Here's where most men blow it. They think tension is cruelty. They think mystery is manipulation. So they swing to extremes, acting cold, disappearing for weeks, trying to neg her into caring. That's not what I'm talking about. That's just insecurity dressed up as strategy. The truth is sharper. You create obsession not by being absent, but by being unpredictable. She never quite knows if she has you. 1 minute, you're fully present, teasing her, making her feel like the only woman in the room. The next, you're gone into your own world, handling your life, not checking your phone, not explaining yourself. That unpredictability is gasoline on her imagination. Think about how her brain works when you're not around. If you're always available, she never wonders. You're predictable, safe, boring. But when she doesn't know if you'll call, when she replays that half smile you left her with, when she can't pin you down, that's when you take up space in her mind. She starts filling in blanks with her own fantasies, and fantasies are always stronger than facts. There's a guy I knew who understood this instinctively. He'd be the life of the party, telling stories, pulling people in, but right at the peak, when everyone wanted more, he'd vanish. Just step outside, smoke a cigarette, talk to someone new. And I watched women chase him, not because he was the best-looking guy in the room, but because he left a trail of open loops in their heads. They needed the resolution. They needed the story to finish. That's the power of leaving things unsaid. Here's the mistake men like you make when you first hear this. You think the answer is playing games. You start withholding on purpose, forcing silence, disappearing as a tactic. But women can smell forced strategy. It reeks of need. The real move is simpler. You stop making her the center of your life. You stop over-explaining. You stop being afraid of silence. You stop rushing to prove yourself. And suddenly the tension happens naturally because she feels the weight of your absence and the depth of your presence when it's there. Try it. Next time you're with her and she asks about your past, don't give her the whole story. Drop one sentence that hints at more. Let her curiosity pull her forward. When she texts you late at night, don't reply instantly. Let it sit until the morning, not as punishment, but because you are actually sleeping like a man who values himself. When she laughs at your joke and waits for more, just look at her and hold her gaze. Let the silence do the work. Watch how her mind scrambles to fill the gap, because here's the brutal secret. Obsession doesn't come from what you give her, it comes from what you don't. And the man who understands this doesn't have to chase. She chases him, even against her own logic. She'll swear she's over you, she'll swear she's done. And then at 2 a.m., she's scrolling through your Instagram, wondering why you look so at peace without her, wondering what you're thinking, wondering who else you're making laugh. And that wondering is the hook. It's the invisible string you tie around her mind. Not because you tricked her, not because you manipulated her, but because you had the strength to leave space, the courage to let her imagination do the heavy lifting. The man who doesn't rush to explain, who doesn't rush to please, who doesn't rush to fill every silence. That's the man she can't stop thinking about. And here's the question that burns her from the inside out. If he's not chasing me, who is he chasing? If he's not texting me, who's he with? If he's this calm, what does he know that I don't?